Imagine that there are laws all over the world, each of which seems incredible and sometimes completely illogical. These rules were adopted centuries ago or reflect the unique traditions and habits of each nation. But for a foreigner, they seem absurd and surprising. These are the laws that come to life in our stories, opening our eyes to the diversity of cultural values that shape the appearance of each state. In Italy, there is an unusual and strict rule. It is forbidden to call a pig Napoleon, considering it an insult, since it represents disrespect for the great commander. Such a norm has its origins in historical conflicts and cultural characteristics. This law makes foreigners smile, because it sounds absurd to them that such a simple name can lead to fines or even punishment. However, for Italians, this is part of their national honor and respect for the historical figure, which emphasizes the uniqueness and specificity of their rules. In Greece, there is a strict rule. Eating on the go is considered a violation of public order and is considered disrespectful to the culture and traditions of the country. This restriction comes from ancient customs that emphasize the importance of ceremony and respect for others. This seemingly simple habit is perceived by the Greeks as an insult to themselves and their traditions, and serious regulations may follow for violation. For tourists and foreigners, this seems surprising because it seems logical to eat just like that, but local laws require a certain amount of decency. In Switzerland, there is a special rule. Washing dishes in the evening is strictly prohibited, as this can wake up neighbors and disturb their peace. This restriction reflects their desire for silence and harmony in everyday life, which are valued in Swiss society. This rule seems strange to foreigners because for us it is important to finish household chores comfortably and conveniently, and here, to maintain silence even in your own apartment. Such a law emphasizes the importance of respect for personal space and the peace of others, making the Swiss very disciplined and respectful neighbors. In Singapore, there is a ban on chewing gum unless it is purchased domestically, and this law was introduced to maintain cleanliness and order in the city. The ban applies not only to the sale, but also to the use of gum in public places to avoid littering and damaging public property. For tourists and visitors, this seems like an absurd restriction because many are used to chewing gum as a small change, and here there are strict rules and fines. Such a law shows how much the locals value discipline and order in their country, making the city one of the cleanest and most well-kept in the world. In Thailand, it is forbidden to trample on money because it is considered sacrilege and an insult to the national currency, which is considered a sacred symbol of the country and an expression of respect for the royal power. This rule is deeply rooted in the culture, and breaking it can lead to serious consequences, including fines or arrest, because in Thailand, money is not just a means of exchange, but part of the cultural heritage. For tourists and visitors, this sounds strange and even absurd, but for locals, it is a manifestation of deep respect for their country and its traditions. In Japan, it is strictly forbidden to photograph other people's mail or personal correspondence, as this is considered a serious violation of privacy and confidentiality. Such a rule reflects the deep respect the Japanese have for the personal space and boundaries of each person, which they value very much. For foreigners, this seems unusual and even harsh because in other countries, photographing personal correspondence is a common practice. But for Japanese society, it is considered a manifestation of disrespect and a violation of dignity. Such a law emphasizes the importance of maintaining harmony and respect in interpersonal relationships, making the Japanese very sensitive to issues of personal information. In India, kissing in public places is prohibited, as such behavior is considered an act of indecency and a violation of traditional values, for which the country maintains a strict moral code. For breaking this rule, you can face detention and fines, because in Indian society restraint and respect for cultural norms are valued. For tourists and visitors, this seems surprising because they may have the feeling that demonstrating love in public places is natural, But here it is important to remember the local rules and respect the traditions of the country. In Australia, it is strictly forbidden to kill mermaids, as they are considered protected mythical creatures, symbols of the beauty and mysticism of the deep sea, and their protection is strictly regulated by law. This unusual rule emphasizes the respect for nature and belief in magic inherent in the Australian continent and its cultural heritage. For tourists, it sounds funny and unbelievable, but for locals and legislators, this is an important part of protecting a unique ecosystem and mythology, strengthening the connection between man and the sea world. In the United States, it is strictly forbidden to eat on the go in public transport, as it is considered a sign of bad manners and a violation of the general rules aimed at maintaining cleanliness and comfort for all passengers. This rule emphasizes the American culture of discipline and respect for others, where simple habits can sometimes lead to a fine or a reprimand. For foreigners, this seems strange and strict because the habit of having a snack during a trip is a natural manifestation of comfort. But in the United States, it is respect for general cleanliness and order. In Russia, it is strictly forbidden to show the middle finger, as it is considered an insult and a violation of public order, for which you can get both an administrative fine and a criminal punishment. This gesture is perceived by the local population as a sign of disrespect and rudeness, and you have to be very careful with it so as not to ignite a conflict. For foreigners, this seems strange because we have freedom of expression of emotions, but in Russia, the culture values respect and restraint, making this law part of their custom and rules of decency. Remember that the laws of each country reflect the historical, cultural, and social characteristics of the local population, even if they sometimes seem strange and unusual to us. Respecting them shows your understanding and respect for a foreign culture. By following these rules, you will not only avoid problems, but also be able to better understand the values and traditions of the country you are in. After all, respect for local laws is the key to a harmonious and safe journey, allowing you to build positive relationships and discover new horizons. If you like these unusual and amazing facts about the laws of the world, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, because there are still many interesting stories and amazing discoveries ahead that will definitely broaden your horizons. Here you will find not only facts about laws, but also fascinating stories about the culture, traditions, and mysteries of different countries. Subscribe so as not to miss new videos and explore the most incredible sides of our planet with us. In the next issue, we will tell you about the strangest and most amazing traditions of the world, which surprise and delight with their uniqueness, sometimes seeming incredible to people from other cultures. These traditions reflect the richness of the cultural heritage and history of peoples, turning into real treasures of national identity. Don't miss it to find out how unusually people preserve their uniqueness and pass on their values from generation to generation.